Hello, I am Caitlin Moon. Thank you for listening to the Trawma Bawnd podcast. We did it. Thank you to those that are listening and following on Spotify. My podcast is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and I do upload them on YouTube as well. But thank you so much. I'm already just really happy and grateful for those that are listening. But I'm going to move on. Let's stop being so sappy. So I think I might do this every other week. It's a solo because I genuinely am just such a crazy person that me wanting to spend time with someone and everyone is kind of afraid of my podcast for some reason, and I don't know why. Maybe they're afraid of me. I started recording small video clip portions for the pod. People aren't liking that I can't sit in a chair. And there's that meme of like bisexuals can't sit in a chair, and that's me, baby. I can't sit. Can't do much. I got my Triscuits. I have a snack mix. I mentioned episode 1, I'm eating the Triscuits. Snack mix. It's got the Triscuits, the pretzels, the mini breadstick, and the Rice Crisp, and it gives a good balance. Okay. I didn't want people to I think some people might think I'm a phony for that, but that's okay. And then I am back on black coffee. Just a lot happening. The hazelnut at Dunkin' is arguably the worst flavor they have, but it kind of tastes like kissing a smoker. There's something about it where it just feels like it hates you that I like. A lot of you don't have issues enough to understand what that means. My boyfriend's really healthy. He used to be a professional power lifter and he does jujitsu now. And, he loves it. But I I like that he likes touching other men while sweating and then they go eat. Like it's like you guys are going on little dates after. It turns me on. And even though I know there's nothing sexual happening, I like to just, in my mind, I'm sorry, I don't actually mean any of that. I'm just being stupid. So I think that, I'm bisexual. I talk about it all the time. It's kind of like my only personality trait, to be honest with you. Yeah, me and my boyfriend, I don't really do well with women. Women just straight up don't like me, and then whatever. It is what it is. More on that later. I think the fact that my boyfriend has a mustache, a lot of people think we're open, but I love his little mustache. I love Tom Selleck. He gives very Tom Selleck vibes with the mustache. Also, whenever he shaves it, I'm like, who is that? It's like it's part of him. Anyway, um, yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about that. Like, women don't like me, but the most in my life I've been asked out by women is now that I'm with my boyfriend. And I don't know if it's like, I don't know if it's because I'm in a committed relationship and people are sick in the head, or if I just am more attractive because, um, all the Asian skincare, he buys me. So. There was this TikTok trend. I'm sorry, I spend so much time on TikTok. Um, it genuinely helps me just shut off all the voices. There was like a Chinese baddie, and people were sharing stuff like certain teas and stuff they drink. And someone went to my face and was trying to tell me these things, and I'm like, I literally got a Chinese boyfriend at home. Can we also, what I think is crazy is the way you people go crazy over matcha. And by you people, I mean white people. I just want to make that clear. It's really insane how matcha blew up the way it did, because all that says to me is that like you're just straight up admitting you don't have any Asian friends. How have you gotten this far in life without having matcha? And then you guys don't like matcha. You guys like oat milk. You like oat milk and sugary syrup. Fuck off, dude. Um, but my go-to drink years ago used to be, I used to love having a matcha and like a little oat milk. And see, you see how I'm being funny here? But no, I loved uh the more chain restaurants, they used to make it more that kind of like grass taste, like that bitter. I really enjoy that bitterness. Places don't make matcha taste how it actually does. And we gotta stop with the Dunkin' and Starbucks and making a million drinks. I go all the time and I'm confused. We don't need 20 things of cold foam. We just don't. We don't. And then I feel really stupid for this. So can you guys, we're gonna be on the same page with this. Did you guys know that cold foam is just whipped cream marketed differently? Am I alone in that? Someone was like, you guys don't realize I didn't realize it was. Anyways, yeah, so God, it was so disgusting. It was so hot. It was 90 degrees yesterday. I had an interview and I think their AC was not working in the back. I came out. I'm so sorry about what I'm about to say. I had like one of those like kind of sleeveless rompers, like tube top. I guess is the best way to like describe it. And I had like a very sheer button down and like I was dying. And I was being polite because they made me fill out some application beforehand. I walk up and I feel the sweat dripping down my fucking crack. I'm like, I left a fucking trail on that chair and they're gonna remember me. Holy God. And they kept being like, oh, tell me more about yourself. Fucking no, I'm sweating. You guys ain't sweating back here. Let's stop being polite. It's hot as shit. And then I think the craziest, like, listen, I live in Jersey, I drive in New York, yada yada. I've seen crazy shit. I think the craziest, I can't get over it. I was driving and this guy just screamed, "You fucking fun." But the way he did it was genuinely alarming. Like you should have had your license. I'm so, a lot of you have road rage. I don't. You gotta drive. You just gotta drive. You gotta do it. Like, you guys gotta get the fuck over it. You really gotta get the fuck over it. If you can't handle, don't drive. Fucking just don't. Like, if you are going in knowing that that's the person you become, you gotta really look within. Because it's just never that fucking serious. It's just not. It's not. It's not. Okay, I'm gonna move on. It was just really terrifying, I guess, to hear a random man I didn't know scream. Oh, by the way, he wasn't screaming at me. I don't even know what the fuck he was screaming at because I was looking around and I was like, what's the issue here? I got a couple topics today. Nothing crazy. I don't know why the fuck I said that. Okay, I'm back on the TikTok stuff. I know, I'm sorry. So, I'm on this like TikTok trend where people are like, oh, early 2000s yoga instructor vibes, and I really want to be that aesthetic so bad. I really want to be a hot Pilates wife. I genuinely hope this podcast does well and I get sponsorships so I can just be hot and do Pilates. A lot of you are saying Neutrogena rain bath is that I2K yoga instructor vibes. And I want to smell like that. I want that aesthetic. I need it. I need it in my bones. I told my boyfriend, I was like, babe, the girls are saying Neutrogena rain bath gives that vibe. And he was like, oh my God, baby. Yes, it actually smells amazing. My mom will sometimes give me one when I have because Costco has the bundle. And I knew I saw it somewhere. And I was like, okay, babe, like just say you're better than me. I never go on TikTok for beauty or like fragrances or scents or anything because I got a Chinese boyfriend. He's like, babe, please. I've been smelling good. You smell like shit. He doesn't say that. I'm gonna be honest. Every time I smell like shit, that is when my man is down bad, and it infuriates me. He doesn't want me more than when I fucking stink, and he needs psychological help for that. Why are they all like that? My friend tells me, her husband, hey, he's a husband now. He's been for over a month. which is exciting. My friend used to always tell me her husband would go feral like that, like when she looks a hot mess. And I guess I just never had anyone that actually loved me. More on that later. So I didn't really understand what she meant when she would say that to me, but now I'm with someone that loves me. And yeah, I could be fresh out shower, skincare done, body oil, the YSL perfume on. By the way, I wear Montpellier Lumiere, okay? Not when you leave, bitches. And yes, it is pronounced leave because I used to work for YSL and I used to love correcting people on that. But I only did it when they were like condescending to me first. I'm like, oh, it's actually leave. So, no, I do wear leave. Lieb is one of those fragrances where it's kind of tricky because it does wear differently on everybody. It's one of those you need to like spray it and let it really settle in because it does change. And yeah, I was always a black opium girly, but it started giving me headaches. So I don't know. That's a shame. That was my favorite. That was my go-to. I think I'm back in the era where I really just want to smell like the 90s all the time. I've been wearing Cucumber Melon from Bath and Body Works. You can get it during the limited edition times, and I've been wearing that a lot. Just living my best life. So let's trauma bond. I have a couple things to traumatize you with today. I have my corgi Quinn, my little sweet girl. She's getting older, very sad. So with her breed, she's having trouble with her legs. It happens. So basically for a few weeks they were telling us have it rest and we go from there. Sometimes she's struggling with her back leg still. She's kind of like losing that traction. So I've been using the little sling to help her walk around. So we had her check up today. They said that so she just needs some physical therapy. They recommended putting her in the pool because it'll be easier on her legs to move. And grass is good for her legs. So certain carpeting and grass are really good for her to walk on. No surgery because it's not going to really do much. So she's going to be a little like that going forward, which is really sad. My poor baby. Luckily, she's really happy. She's always in good spirits. And now she's on a low calorie diet. And we just have to be really careful that she's not losing muscle in the back of her legs because that will be really bad for her. So I have to put her on more walks now. That is my Quinny update, my sweet little girl. It's hard, especially because I have a corgi. So this just happens with those types of dogs. She's going to be 13 next month. She's a Gemini. Do what you will with that. Lately, I've been feeling I've been feeling a lot of sadness. I've been feeling depression. Just very, what's the point of all this? I guess lately I'm thinking I feel so old and as if maybe I haven't accomplished much yet. I know it's good to make lists when you feel this way. I just haven't done anything that I think is truly noteworthy. It's a little sad, and I'm not starting a pity party, but I think the fact that I've had so much time on this earth and I don't really have anything monumental I've done makes me feel really bad. Then I've been just thinking lately, just because you're a certain age doesn't mean things are going to get accomplished. I've been feeling a lot of sadness, and I don't know if I guess it's just hard when, I've had no stability for the last couple of years and I'm feeling that weight on me and I'm feeling that stress. And it's easy to just tell me, oh, go forward, move on. It gets to a point where I'm like, God, what am I doing? And I wonder if any of you guys are kind of feeling that. And if you are, you're not alone. I just wanted to share how I'm feeling and just where my depression is at right now. Maybe you guys can sort of vibe with that. I used to get this anxiety a lot when I was a kid and I didn't really know what anxiety was. You know what I think is the worst anxiety feeling? When you're so aware of yourself, almost a sort of somewhat disassociating, like you're so aware that you're here and your eyes focused in and out. I've been so stressed with job interviews lately. I'm very grateful because I've been getting a lot. So right now my job did a big budget cut and I don't know when I'm working again sort of situation. if I have a job. It's all really up in the air. So I'm applying left and right. And the last time I was unemployed, it took me forever to find something. And I wasn't really getting the interviews, but I am getting so many interviews right now, and I'm super grateful for that. But it's really exhausting. Um, every interview I go to, it's I need to do so much. I had an interview for a job I really wanted, and I definitely did not get it because I have not heard from them. And I'm so sad because months I was bothering them, and I thought my persistence and everything would be enough, and it's not. It wasn't, and it makes me feel really bad, and I'm trying not to think about it, but it's just so discouraging that I'm constantly trying my best, and it just doesn't seem enough. I think one thing that hurts my feelings is when I love streaming on Twitch. Right? I really enjoy it. And people will just be like, oh, well, how many followers do you have or how many views? And it's just like, well, maybe if you watched it. And I just think that I don't get many views, but I'm grateful for the slow growth that I am making. And I am being really persistent and I really care. So here's the thing. These larger creators, right? Sometimes they get so large that there's nothing else they can do. And you can kind of see that they're unhappy. Right? And I just never want to be someone with all these viewers and I'm unhappy. I think people need to realize that when you do things like this, you need to do it because you want to do it. I know I'm being a bit of a downer today. It's raining. It was so hot yesterday. I'm under a lot of stress. I want to focus because I know I'm focusing on a lot of sadness. I want to focus on some stuff that's really making me happy. And genuinely, again, thank you so much to those that are listening to this podcast. Seriously, the retention rate, like with the analytics, is amazing. I'm so fucking happy about that. I've been really wanting to do this for, gosh, I don't want to tell you guys how long I've been planning this with the graphic and the plan, the name, everything. This is something I've been really wanting to do a long time. I'm just really appreciative that people are listening. I have been really focusing more on art. It's been really nice to wake up and just make art, even though it's tough right now and I don't know how things are going. I also found my sewing machine. I used to cosplay for years. I kind of miss it. I miss it. I have so much stuff that I've gotten from Shein over the years that just so I have one dress. It's just so insanely short. However, it's like this beautiful like cherry design. So what I think I'm gonna do is cut it where the top is a crop and then I'm gonna make like a crop and skirt set thing. So I have been really loving looking at vintage stuff. That's that's one of the favorite things I love to do with my boyfriend is go thrifting and look at vintage things. And I have been thinking about starting my own vintage, um, going to the market, selling stuff, and maybe eventually having my own little storefront if it does that well. I am really, I'm really into late 90s, early 2000s, that goth fashion. And I do love some 70s stuff. I just see the prices on these things and these people overcharge. And I just don't want to be one of those people that overcharge. And I know some people might hear that and be like, you're an idiot. But I want to really get into this vintage. I've been really like every time I go, I tell my boyfriend, I'm like, babe, like I could do this. Like I could really do this. And I'm saying this because I've been really feeling so defeated, burnt out, everything I do. But I do think something like that, I think I would really excel at. And I would love to do that. I found some really cool stuff. And I was going through all my old clothes. I would never, never, ever, ever, never sell any of my old clothing, but uh, I have some really cool stuff from Hot Topic back in the day. So Hot Topic had this little brand, Morbid Threads, and Morbid Threads was you could order from the catalog kind of thing. So it was really special. My favorite mini skirt from them is like $80 on eBay. And my favorite skirt from them is $80 on eBay. So I am going to slowly wear that again because that's so cool to me. And a lot of my band shirts are worth a lot. I have a corn shirt from the Take a Look in the Mirror album that goes for a lot. And I loved that shirt. That was my favorite shirt. That's something I've been really passionate about. And I think we've been sulking, sad, but I just want to bring that up with you guys because I think it's important that even if it feels defeated and times are tough and feeling like stuff isn't going to get better, that just think of, even though it's hard, just be like, hey, I'm kind of good at this. And yeah, that's your little homework for today, guys. You know how therapists will sometimes give you homework and then me, I ignore it. And then they're like, did you do it? And I'm like, no. I had a homework one time where I had to wake up and say what I'm uh, grateful for. And that was really hard for me. And that was really hard for me. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to Trauma Bond Podcast. We are going to end it there. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Trawma Bawnd Podcast. I'm on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. You can follow me at Caitlin Moon Comedy on TikTok and on Instagram. On Twitch, my name is Curse Words and Coffee. I stream pretty often. And yeah, thank you.